Beautiful souls. I hope everyone's so well this week. So my name is Tracy Zaclardi. I'm a transference healing practitioner, mystery school graduate and teacher. I'm also an ascension guide, and really my intent is always to empower you to empower yourself through your own beautiful ascension journey. Just to remind you that these new lives now, I've been going live on Facebook for over 4 years with energy updates, intuitive guidance to empower you. But now I also have opened my beautiful new YouTube channel. So these lives will also be available through YouTube, Instagram, and so for people that aren't on Facebook, if you feel that this might support them, please do share it. But what I do on these weekly lives, if you've not tuned into me before, is I just bring through what the energy, the cosmic alignments, stellar activations have been doing for us, have been given us the opportunity to do, and then kind of bring through my own intuitive guidance on how to navigate it for your highest good, how to embrace the opportunities that are available to us to clear density, self-heal, shift in vibration, and attract a higher reality and merge with a higher and future version of yourself. So today I'm going to quickly recap the energies. We've had a huge shift and talk about that energy of rebirth as we rebirth into a whole new sense of self and what that means to us and how to kind of get the most out of that, the biggest upgrade that we can. I've got some three great examples for you to what to focus on. And also I am launching my next free soul expansion series. I always run these soul expansion series in my free Facebook community. It's called the Spiral Temple of Empowered Ascension. Everyone's welcome to join. The link is above. And over the week of the 12-12 portal, so 10, 11, 12, I'm going to be running my new 3-day, so 3 sessions, 3-hour sessions over 3 days. And it's called Conscious Co-Creation, and it's bringing magic to your manifestation. So I'll quickly recap on that at the end and why that's come through at this time as well, because these soul expansion series come through from spirit, but they're completely free for any of you that feel guided to join. So first of all, we've had a huge shift. We have, how I likened it last week when I did my live last week, which is still there in the feed for you. It was like a snow globe effect. Imagine your holographic sphere, your reality being shook up and all the snow going everywhere. Uranus came in to shake everything up. Neptune came in to create this foggy energy. So we couldn't actually see what was going on and our world shook basically, and I bring through a lot of my guidance through what I'm seeing happening for myself, what I navigate, but also for my friends, my family, my clients, and, everything that I'm seeing and intuitively feeling that's going on in the planet. So our world shook. And gradually that snow settled. And as it did, this clarity started to come through for us with what was out of alignment, anything that we no longer need, anything that was been keeping us suppressed within a box, within a small box. So we couldn't see infinite possibilities. We couldn't see the bigger picture of the truth of who we are. So any old ways of thinking, negative thought patterns, lower emotions, ways of responding, ways of being, old habits, friendships, that foods or anything that was out of alignment for us, our world was shook up and we were able to see, especially around relationships. And there was a real theme around that because we were deeply within Scorpio season. So Scorpio really supports us to go deep within, and Pluto was making its final transition, as we know, from Capricorn into Aquarius. So we had this big energy of completion. So anything that was ready to be let go of and completed was shook up, and we did that. And then I felt like we really merged into, I did a post about it a couple of days before the weekend, a deep purification phase. So they were our initiations, and we went through a deep purification phase. Many were clearing on the physical, viruses, different things. It might have been your mental thought patterns clearing, old emotions clearing, our spiritual plane, fully connected in through our ancestral line, a past, present, future self, multi-dimensional aspects of ourselves. So we're going through this deep purification, and I did a post about it. I was really being guided to just stop and allow that alchemy, the assimilation of the light that had come in through our integration, through our initiations, to purify, to go through that purification. It's so, so important. And, the quicker we move, you might still feel you're in your purification, but the quicker we move through our purification so much quicker when we can set our intent to be open to change and to fully surrender to the process. And then there's been this shift in energy as Pluto did its final move and we moved out of Scorpio season into Sagittarius. It was a very different energy. And, for me and everyone that I've been working with, it feels like this beautiful energy, like the butterfly of rebirth, rebirthing into a whole new sense of self, merging with your higher and future self. And now when that happens, we go through this stage of kind of not quite knowing who we are and what resonates with us anymore. And we kind of fall back into old patterns, but then it's not resonating, that what you used to do doesn't feel good. How you used to respond doesn't feel good anymore. So what we're in this process of integration now is to, because we've brought in so much light, you've shifted the frequency in your body. Now, anything out of alignment with that new frequency that you're holding, this new you that you are birthing, is going to be have a light shone on it. So you can say, oh, that no longer resonates with me. I can let go of that practice. I can let go of eating that food. I can let go of spending time with that person. I can change my job or whatever it is for you. So I'm going to go through some 3 examples for you in a second of that. So you can integrate that light, so you can change not just the way you see and perceive yourself and your reality as you've gone through this deep shift and brought in more light. Light is knowledge, knowledge is power. You're bringing that light into your body. We have to change our way of being. It's not just what we say and do. It's not just what we say or what we think. We know that our thoughts create our reality. Thoughts create things, like Mike Dooley famously says. It's what we do as well. We're now in the process of integrating this whole new sense of self. So we're going to change the way we are showing up in the world. Yes, the way we think. Yes, the way we run our emotions. Yes, the way we respond to things. But also about the choices that we make for ourselves are going to need to change. That's why I say that one of the key things is to be open to change. So we need to align our new vibration with how we show up, with what we're doing. And if it's not aligned, then that will show up for us and we will say, this just doesn't feel right anymore. Anything out of alignment with the you're merging into, that higher and future self, will be shown. So we can change it. It's just an opportunity to change it. So examples, one would be self-care. I just had an amazing session with a beautiful client this morning, and all this self-care stuff's coming up for it. She just can't run her life in the way that she was doing before because she's gone through this huge shift in front of my eyes. It's been incredible and beautiful, and I feel so blessed to have witnessed it. So she's got to change the way she's looking after herself, giving herself more time for her own energetic practices, more time for self-care so she can be balanced and resilient. And the analogy that I used in our session was, like in the past, we've been like a leaf, a leaf being blown in the wind, and the wind being other people's thoughts that they're projecting onto us, their responses, their actions, stuff that's going on in the 3D world that's pulling us in and drawing us. And that's all the wind. And when the wind blows, we're like a leaf and we blow all around and we get fragmented, all little pieces all over the place, and we're not balanced and we can't trust in our inner self. So as we take in more light, that comes with more empowerment. And like I said, light is knowledge, knowledge is power. That empowerment next level that we've just moved into takes a next level of self-responsibility. So therefore, we have to take self-responsibility for our own self-care and making sure that through giving ourselves the time that we need to run our energy practices out in nature, yoga, whatever it is, you're running energy, whatever it is that you feel guided to do, to create yourself, to merge from that leaf that gets easily blown around when adversity comes or the wind blows, to a really strong tree with, a massive trunk and deep, deep roots, as deep as the branches are high. The branches are flexible and beautiful, and they grow and they change, and we're open to change constantly. But our roots go so deep into that deeper truth. When we go through a shift, those roots grow deeper into that deeper truth of who we really are. So who you really are. So you're so strong within your own trunk, within your own body, within your own sense of self and your own values, that when adversity comes, or when the wind blows, and the example I'll use for that, it was yesterday, Mercury moved retrograde, and oh my gosh, did I feel it, and did everyone feel it? I've always really never seen what everyone goes on about with the Mercury retrograde, because I've never really experienced like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. But truly believe retrogrades are there they're so supportive. They show us something that we haven't seen. But yesterday's energy, there was just this huge energy wave came through around yesterday afternoon, unless there was a spike in the Schumann resonance or something, or a solar flare as well. But it was really all around the way people are communicating, technology. My computer went all funny. There was all kinds of things. That would be the wind blowing. And are we taking enough care of ourselves and practicing clearing our energy fields, being in our body, grounded deeply into the earth in a balanced state of being? So we're that strong tree when the adversity comes, and we stay true to ourselves, we can hold our light. So that's one of the examples. So you might feel guided to change some of your self-care practices. The second one ties in with it. It's about being grounded and balanced. Unconditional. As we take in more light, we become more unconditional. We hold higher consciousness. The card I work with, this beautiful set of cards my teacher brought through, Transparency Healing teacher Alexis Cartwright. And the cards are always spot on. They hold a beautiful healing frequency. But Falcon was running all day yesterday. And that was the card that I drew for my community and for us today. And, Falcon asks us to rise above. You can see the eye of Horus, the eye of Ra there, rise above, see through our inner vision, our third eye consciousness, guided by our higher self, aligned with divine will, so we can hold an unconditional space with no judgment for ourselves and others when adversity comes, or when that wind blows. And we can only do that when we are that strong tree, grounded. So you can see how self-care comes into that next step, which is being resilient when adversity comes, because we're that strong tree, because we're able to hold higher consciousness. We're able to hold an unconditional space for ourselves and others when things start to wobble. And then the third, well, just to expand on that slightly, actually, I've just popped this on my note, just to expand on that slightly. Another wind that could blow is when other people, if you're showing up in your new sense of self, you've got more light in your body. So you're radiating more light. And when you've got more light in your body and radiating more light, just showing up as your authentic self, that can trigger other people. So when they get triggered, they might just have thought projections to you. It's like, what it says in the Bible, forgive them, they know not what they do. It's for most people, it's not even a conscious thing. It's just your light's triggering, or the way you're showing up unconditionally is triggering other people. So thought projections to you, or maybe even words or actions to you. What we have to do, and I'm going to create I think I did create a post about this. If you scroll down on my feed, it's about standing true to yourself. It's about gently, I just wanted to give this as advice, gently saying, that's not mine. That's yours. That's not mine. You don't have to say it out loud, but to yourself, it's like you're feeling those projections from somebody else because you've shifted in light, and just to recognize that it's not yours, and to gently send that energy back through pure intent. Higher self, help me send that energy back with love and joy and thanks and gratitude, and send my own love and light with it, and then bring any fragmented parts of me that I've leaked energy to back to me, and then reset, just clear my energy fields and reset back into my heart, because we don't have to take on the projections of other people. It's imperative that we don't, because again, that we lose that balanced, grounded state of being, and we become the leaf again. We're not as resilient. So it's really important when you're feeling those energy projections of someone else to just check in what's yours, what's not. Anything that's not yours, send back, pull all fragmented energy back to you, clear your energy field in the way, however you work with that, and reset back into the heart. So then moving on to the third one, I did do a post about this. So if you scroll down, it's about, I'll perhaps put it in the link so you can find it easily, but it's about trusting yourself. I did that over the weekend. It's about really, truly trusting yourself now. So as we embody more light, become more enlightened, embodied, empowered, our clair skills start to open up. So our deep inner knowing, deep inner feeling, claircognizance, clairsentience, it might be clairaudience, hearing your higher self voice. You might even open up your third eye vision, clairvoyance, seeing what's right for you. And as we emerge in this whole new sense of self now, it's so imperative that we trust in our own self through our own higher self guidance, through the heart, and truly, truly go into a deep inner knowing of what's right for you. So, you might watch a live like this and something, so you hear the truth in it and you take that, and that's perfect. But if within this live you hear something that's not the truth for you, then you just cut the cords and let that go. Each one of us, we've got to be so discerning now, deep within our own hearts, of what's right for us. So you'll see posts out there saying, we're in a purification process, rest and don't move, but you might be guided to create something. It might be you might be guided to go out and let your hair down and have loads of fun. Um, you know, just take your own truth from anything that you see or hear. Take your own truth and leave the rest behind. Just hand that back. It's that same kind of thing. So you can see how this ties in with the self-care, the grounded and balanced unconditional state of being. Because as our cloud skills open up and we start to practice using them more and more and more, only you know what's right for you. So I put in this post, move when feel guided, go out in nature when you feel guided, create something magnificent when you feel guided, rest when you feel guided, surrender when you feel guided, discern for you what's right. We talked about that with the self-care piece this morning. Really check in with your intent behind everything you do. Is this coming from a state of love or fear? Is this for the highest good of all? The highest good of all, I always describe that as like a little tick box. Is it the highest good for you? Tick. The highest good for your loved ones, for your tribe, humanity, the universe. You need to tick every box if it's for the highest good of all. But that box has to be ticked for you, because if first of all we're not ticking the box that if it's serving you, the highest good of you, then it holds frequencies of lack or less than or scarcity or deprivation or low self-worth, and there might be frequencies of resentment within that. So really checking in with what's your truth, what resonates with you, what do you feel guided to do in that now moment. I'm noticing it more and more within myself. I'm old time frames where I was like, well, I'll create this on that day and I'll do this on that day, all blown out the window. It's like, no, how do I feel in this now moment, and how do I want to be in this now moment? There'll be times where I get out of bed and I'll sit at my desk to do some energy practices, and then a whole channeling will come through about the next soul expansion series. And whereas previously in the past, I'll have run my energy and then, okay, let's get to work and let's bring through what I'm going to be creating next. Well, those energies are gone. It's about detachment. It's about detaching from any outcome that you think is right or that would make you happy, or ways that we used to do things, and actually detaching from it and allowing yourself to just be in your heart, discerning for yourself what's your truth and what you feel like in that now moment, and flowing with that. It can take a tremendous amount of courage to let go of those old ways of being and flow with it, but that's what we're being asked to do as we rebirth into this new higher vibration of ourselves. So we're all moving together, but we're all moving in our own timeline. So don't think if someone else is in the initiation stage that you need to be, or if they're purifying that you need to be, or that they're integrating that you need to be. Just giving you those examples of what's coming through for me. So for me, as I'm integrating now, it was move. It coming through in all my healings, it was like move, take action. Whereas I've been really in a holding space through November as I went through these deep shifts with the Scorpio season. And now it's like you can move, you can get up and you can move and you can create. Which leads me beautifully into these energies that we're moving into, which of course we moved out of Scorpio into Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarius is the archer, which brings that fun, vibrant energy. It's like point your bow at your highest vision and shoot that arrow. Set those intentions to shoot that arrow for your highest vision, your highest heart's desire. And on Sunday, we have the new moon in Sagittarius, which adds to that. Jupiter is directly opposite that new moon. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, abundance, luck, joy. All of these really expansive energies are coming through after we've just emerged out of that deep shadow time. So, point your arrow and shoot your highest heart desires. And what I'm bringing through, and now, because this downloaded in me about 6 weeks ago, this next soul expansion series, and it always comes through to do it when guiding. It came through from spirit to do it over the 1212 portal. And then I'm just allowing it all to come through. And then it came through. It's consciously co-creating your reality, bringing magic to your manifestation. So we're going to have 3 sessions, 3 1-hour sessions over the 10th, 11th, and 12th, all held within my free Facebook community. It's completely free. The recordings will be live for 5 days. So that gives you 5 days to watch them. There's a cap on that, just because otherwise, when something's free, people don't value it as much. So, there's a cap on it for when you can see that. Show up as if you paid £1,000 for it. That's what it's worth or more. Show up, give all your energy to it, and you will get that shift that you want from it. I've had that feedback over and over again. I think this is my 10th soul expansion series. And, we're going to be learning day 1. We're going to be looking at 3D manifesting versus 5D manifesting. They're very, very different. Action, rational thought, taking action, rational thought, taking action. And, that's why it's for us in the past. But we're moving into new earth. We're moving into 5th, 7th dimensional frequencies, and we need to manifest differently. We're manifesting with aligning with the energies of flow. We're aligning with divine will. We're aligning with our higher self guidance, and we're bringing magic into our manifestation. So we're going to look at all that. Day 2, we're going to really look at our connection to our higher self and to divine will and how we do that. It's been a really big journey for me, that one. So we're really going to look at that. It's when you can what's the word? When you can shift into channeling your higher self and aligning with divine will, oh my gosh, that is really truly when we start to move with ease and grace through our ascension and towards our self-mastery. And then day 3, we're going to be looking at co-creating with the goddess, bringing through the unmanifested into the manifested form, how that happens through alchemy and magic. So it's going to be 3 days of incredible joy, really, bringing that manifestation, magic into our manifestation. So if you feel guided, come and join us. It's running over this perfect time. I went out for a walk yesterday, and as I came back with my beautiful dog, Freddie, the star in the sky was so bright, and I just knew it was Venus. I was like, that is so bright. Venus, the goddess of beauty, of joy, of abundance, and, really, truly experiencing your highest heart's desires. And there it is, Venus so bright in the sky. Sagittarius, Venus saying to the archer, point at your highest visions, your highest heart desires, the new moon coming through to release and let go of the old, but to plant those seeds of those new intentions for your highest new earth reality coming through. And this soul expansion series is going to be really supportive in getting the knowledge and the understanding and the light that you need to move forward in this new way as we start to move into 2025, 9 universal year, all about creating your highest timelines, your highest new earth reality. So come join us in that if you feel guided. It's a free Facebook community. The link above, share it with all your friends. Everybody is welcome. It's going to be so much fun. They always are. Having said that, they always put me through a process though, because if I'm going to teach it, I have to embody it. It's one of my biggest values, truth and authenticity. So it's going to be fun. Anyway, it's going to be fun. Also, if you want to join me in my private membership community this month, it's a great month to join. We've got so much going on in Ascend. Ascend is, I've been running this group for supporting people within this group for over 4 years. It holds all the alchemy that you need as a transference healing practitioner, teacher, a mystery school graduate. On a new moon, I run a full transference healing, and we have that as a live session and bring through intuitive guidance and teachings, whatever comes through within that, guided by spirit. That's happening on Sunday. Then, or before that, on this Thursday, I'm bringing through my intuitive guidance about the cosmic happenings and how we can, for December, and how we can embrace them for our highest good. And we have a beautiful frequency meditation with the animal magic cards for the month. And then 2 weeks after that, we've got the full moon in Gemini, bringing through this. We've got a big balancing energy through December with Venus being opposite Mars energy. So the two lovers being opposite each other, the balance between divine feminine, divine masculine. We've got the full moon in Gemini, the balance between being in our physical bodies versus in our spiritual bodies. We've got this beautiful balance of the solstice on the 21st. So there's a lot of beautiful balance energy running through. So I always run a sacred circle of fire with a full moon, transference healing sacred circle of fire, a deep purification ceremony. And we have a beautiful live session, again, with another frequency meditation and activation. And then we have this month, it's called a black moon because we have 2 new moons in the same month. And on the 30th of December, we have our second new moon. So we have another full transference healing session all within that same month. So it's a really, really great month to join us in my private membership group Ascend. So that information will be above as well. And yeah, hopefully I will see you in some of these groups, and I'm sending you so much love. Please share these links to YouTube with your friends that you know that aren't on Facebook, that you feel this information might really support them. I love you all. We've got this together. We are rising. It's just time to integrate that whole new sense of self. If something doesn't feel right and it's getting you down, just think, oh, that's just, I've shifted, I've changed, I'm holding more light. That just doesn't resonate with me anymore. Let that go. Make room for something new to come through for you. I love you. I will see you next week. Take care, everyone. Bye.